Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or I should say our YouTube channel, The Weber Fam. Thanks for tuning into this week's video. So this week's vlog is actually a birth story birth vlog. So disclaimer, if you don't like kind of TMI things, then maybe consider just skipping this week's video, even though I want you to watch it, and maybe just tune into next week's video, which I think might be a Halloween vlog. Maybe. I don't know. It could be a surprise to all of us. We'll wait and see. Tune in for next week's vlog. Anywho, so yeah, today's vlog, birth video, birth story. Don't like TMI things, consider watching or just skipping next week's, or go back and watch the other two vlogs that we've already made. I don't know. Yeah, so you're watching today's vlog, you'll see that the rest of the vlog has been recorded in a different setting. I look different, the camera angle's different, the lighting's different. That's because I recorded that when the baby was sleeping and I was hedging my bets that he would stay asleep the whole time, which he did. And today he's not. So lucky I did that. So yeah, anyway, apologies for the camera angle, apologies for the lighting, but that's the life of a new YouTuber. If you're new here too, consider subscribing down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you're already existing and if you're new, and we can all be new together because I'm new at this. New vlogs. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, let's get into today's video. So it all started at about 8 p.m. on the 27th of July. And I started to get like these contractions that were a little bit more consistent than what they had previously been. So for the 2 weeks prior, I had a lot of pre-labor symptoms, and I had messaged Braden, who was gaming. And if you don't already subscribe to him on his gaming page, I'll leave a link here. Go and check him out. He's pretty good. He streams, I think, most nights of the week. He does Pokemon, Among Us, Fortnite, you know, other popular games that come out. So give him a check out. Oh, yeah, check out my husband. I mean, you can if you want, whatever. Anywho. Yeah, so I messaged him and I said, oh, you know, just be on standby because I'm not sure if this is the real thing, but I'm getting 1 minute long contractions every 15 minutes. So that to me was more regular than what they had been in my other pre-labor symptoms. So yeah, then I just laid in bed for a while, timing them, and they were consistent, but then I fell asleep. And I've always been told if you can sleep through a contraction, it's not labor. So I thought, well, it can't be labor then because I did get a couple of hours sleep. But then I woke up to the pains again, and I messaged Braden and I said to him, oh, can you come to bed? And this was at about midnight. Can you come to bed because I'm not sure if this is the real thing and maybe we should get some sleep in case it is. And sure enough, he came to bed, and straight away as he jumped in bed, I felt this massive thud down in my hoo-ha. And I thought, oh, okay. So I got up to go to the toilet and I felt this massive gush and I thought, wow, my water's broke. Okay, this is it. This is the thing, but it was all blood. So I thought, oh, that's not normal. So I quickly raced to the kitchen to get the number for the hospital, and I called the hospital and they said, you need to come in straight away so we can monitor you and your baby because you've got blood and we don't know where it's coming from. Yeah, and then we toddled on to the hospital, but before we left, we said our goodbyes to Billy. So here's a clip of us, or me, I should say, leaving Billy, and it broke my heart because I think she knew what was going on. I really believe that she knew, and I don't know if anyone else has had this experience before, but they say that dogs know. And I fully believe that she did. Like the look in her eyes and how she was treating me was so like not like her. But yeah, so enjoy the clip of little us leaving Billy.
Yeah, Mommy's all right. Mommy's okay. No, it's all right. Don't look at me like that. Try not to cry.
She's a little rebel.
Go to bed, Baba.
Okay, in the bed.
Oh, Bill.
So after we arrived at the hospital, they checked us in, and again, they chucked me straight on the monitors because they needed to monitor my baby and I, because there was so much blood and they had no idea where it was coming from. So you'll see in this clip that we're just sitting there being monitored, waiting for things to kind of ramp up. I mean, my contractions were still 1 minute long, 3 minutes apart at this stage. So it was quite regular early labor, and we kind of thought that it was going to happen so quickly. But yeah, anyway, enjoy the little clip.
What are you doing?
Just waiting for the next contraction. Yay.
Yippee! What time is it? You don't know, dear.
I don't know.
2 a.m.
So after all that, I had been in the bath because that's where I was most comfortable. I was on my knees, so you'll see a clip here of me on my knees working side to side, just using movement and music, which was really good for a couple of hours.
How can you be so beautiful? Andy Billy. You're about to come out of there, buddy.
He's popping tonight.
You're papa lopping.
And then I decided that I wanted to be in the bath. My dog is drinking water really loudly. I'm such a mean mum. Anyway, so yeah, then I decided that I wanted to move to the bath because I knew for me, like when I was pregnant, that the bath was the most comfortable place. I love to be in the water, and I loved music. So I laid in the bath and breathed through my contractions for, I think it was 8 hours. And yeah, just used music and the bath alone. So you'll see some clips here of me going through the motions in the bath using music, which was really nice, I thought.
My belly's already super squishy because there's no fluid, it's just baby.
Is it bad that you make it look easy?
Huh?
It's so bad. Just make it look so easy.
That's not easy.
No, I know it's not easy. That's why I said you make it look easy.
So after that, my obstetrician specialist came in at about 8 a.m. So we got there at 1 a.m. and she came in at 8 a.m. And I was still in the bath and she said to me, Taylor, we need to do something about this because you're still bleeding. You're not progressing as what I thought you would. So I'm going to induce you. So she asked me if I was happy with that. And I said, well, you're the specialist. You know, I trust you wholeheartedly for whatever you want to do. So let's do that. And I'd already written in my birth plan that if I was ever to be induced, that I would consider an epidural because I was planning to go as natural as I possibly could. But again, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how your baby arrives in this world as long as they're safe and healthy and you are too. What does it matter? However, I did have written in my birth plan because a few of my friends have been induced before and they said that it's rather intense because you go from here to here with absolutely no build up in your body and mind. So I've had a cannula put in and the Syntocin started and wow, did that ramp up quickly. Yeah, my contractions went from here to here really quickly. Yeah, Braden took a video of the monitor, which you'll see my contractions are really like, they hit like a straight line, which is kind of like the pain level and the intensity is higher than that, but it can't record that, which is usually what it's like at the absolute, like, you know, end of labor, like that transitioning bit between 8 and 10 centimeters where you feel like you can't do it anymore, but you can do it. But here's the thing, I wasn't at 8 to 10 centimeters. I was only at like 5. So I was a bit disheartened with that and I kept going for a couple of hours and I'd made sure to tell Braden that I wanted him to not just let me get the epidural. I wanted me to have to like beg him for it. And that was just me personally, that's just my mind and that's what I wanted and that's what he did. So there was a few times where I said to him, I think I need the epidural. And he said, no, let's like try a few more. Like I'll coach you through them as he had been. He was fantastic. You know, he would tell me when I got to the top and how many seconds I had to hold it at, and then I was coming back down and I could have a rest, which, you know, like when your contractions stop, you feel so normal. Like I felt so normal and so strong and so empowered. And then it would start again, and then it gets the better of you, and you know, you hit that top bit and you think, oh no, I can't do it anymore, but then you come back down. And anyway, so it went on for like, you know, an hour more, maybe, I don't know. And then I'd said a few more times that I want to enjoy the rest of this. I'm not far enough along. I cannot do this for like 6 more hours. I need the epidural. So anyway, Braden had said to the nurse, she wants the epidural. And sure enough, they were in there so quick. Like he'd said it that I needed it. And the anesthesiologist was in there and it was done. Anyway, I was only 6 centimeters and I had a long way to go. And even with an epidural, I still was like, you know how they say epidurals are supposed to like relax your body and open it up and, you know, get you ready to have a baby. I still, even with an epidural, was in labor for another, I don't know, 4 hours or so before I started pushing. And you know that you hear stories of people that like go from 4 centimeters to 10 centimeters within half an hour once they've had an epidural. Not me. So yeah, I was in labor, active labor all through that. And before I had my epidural, I was in active labor. But I finally got to 9 or 10 centimeters and I got to start pushing, which was amazing. And again, whilst I had the epidural, I had some beautiful moments with Braden. We got to chat and we got to laugh. You know, as our last little moments of just him and I before we had a baby.
I was in a world of hurt.
But I thought you said it wasn't that bad.
No, it's not. Looking back on it, but when it happens every 2 minutes, it's hard.
So Pringles?
Yes, please. And a drink of water.
Baby. And then, yeah, the nurses and midwives were beautiful. And they come in and they said, okay, let's start practice pushing and things like that. And I was so excited. And I ended up pushing for an hour and a half. And when I got to the hour mark, they said, are you feeling strong? And I said, yeah, I'm feeling strong. Like I don't feel fatigued at all, even though I'd been in labor for, I think, 20 hours by this stage. And I hadn't slept all the day before. And so, yeah, they said to me, well, we'll give you half an hour more of pushing to try. And I could still feel all my contractions. So my epidural didn't completely make me numb. I could feel my contractions. I could move my legs. It just didn't have the intensity of those surges. Like it was tight, but it wasn't painful. And so I got to push for another half an hour. And then they called my obstetrician and she came in and she said, we need to do something about this. So then she said, it's going to be vacuum birth, vacuum assisted birth. So the like suction cup thing that she put it in there and latched onto his head, like all of that happened so quickly, and 2 pushes and he was out. But wow, even with an epidural, I will never forget the pain of that. Whew. That was something else. I will never forget that. But again, I felt so empowered. I felt so strong. It was so amazing. And yeah, so I had him, then I had him and I had this baby, but then she said to me, because I wanted to do delayed cord clamping, but she said to me, Taylor, you can't do that. You've got clotting, you've got bleeding. I need to get the placenta out of you now. So then I said, okay, there was a needle in my leg. Next minute, the placenta was out and she started stitching me up. It was like 45 minutes. I had 2nd degree tearing, internal and external stitches, which was quite painful. So she gave me a local anesthetic as well because I could still feel that. And I just had this little human on me. I mean, granted, like he was a bit crusty and stuff like that, but it was such a surreal moment. Like Braden was there, my baby was there, I was there, even though I was being stitched up and things like that, to hear his little cry. He was a chunky little monkey when he was born. But yeah, so that's our birth story. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, for me and Braden, it was our first baby. It was the most beautiful thing on the planet, and we wouldn't have had our birth and things like that any other way. It was perfect. It was beautiful. I felt incredibly strong and I felt like a superwoman, even though, you know, I had intervention and things like that. But wow, modern medicine is amazing and our specialists are so amazing, and I'm incredibly grateful for them all, for bringing our little baby Leo into the world healthy and strong.